I was just chatting with a good friend of mine, who's been eyeing that sleek stainless steel espresso machine sitting on his kitchen counter, and he asked me the same thing I get a lot. Is this the one that actually makes a decent latte without me needing a barista degree? Or am I just throwing $700 at a fancy paperweight? If you've ever stood in the coffee aisle, stared at the rows of machines that promise cafe-level drinks at home, and felt that knot of doubt, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The hesitation is real. A lot of home espresso rigs either leave you with a bitter shot because you can't hit the right temperature or pressure, or they turn the whole process into a high-tech circus that feels more like a chemistry experiment than a morning routine. The worst-case scenario is you end up with a pricey countertop that collects dust while you keep buying coffee shop drinks, because the machine just won't give you the consistency you need. That's why I dug into the Breville Barista Touch Impress, because it claims to bridge that gap with step-by-step guidance, assisted tamping, and an automatic MilQ system. I wanted to see if those promises actually translate into everyday use or if they are just marketing fluff. First off, let's talk about the core problem most people face when they move beyond a basic pod machine: temperature stability and repeatable extraction. The Barista Touch uses Breville's Thermojet heating system, which heats the water to brewing temperature in just a few seconds. In practice, that means you're not waiting for a long warm-up, and you can hit that sweet spot of 195205 F consistently, which is something even seasoned home baristas sometimes struggle with on older machines. For someone who wants a quick espresso before heading out the door, that speed is a genuine advantage. The standout feature that sets this model apart is the Barista Guidance interface on the 3-inch touchscreen. When you start a brew, the screen walks you through grind size, dose, and tamp pressure, offering real-time feedback. I tried it with a medium roast I bought from a local roaster, and the machine suggested a grind setting that matched the bean's profile, then prompted me to tamp using the assisted tamping mechanism. The tamping arm actually applies the pressure for you, which eliminates the guesswork. For a beginner, that's a huge confidence booster. You won't end up with under-tamped coffee that tastes weak, or over-tamped coffee that's harsh and bitter. In my own kitchen, that meant I could pull a decent espresso within 5 minutes of waking up, no more endless trial and error. MilQ lovers get a similar shortcut with the Auto MilQ system. You select the drink type: latte, cappuccino, flat white, and the machine automatically steams the milk to the appropriate texture and temperature. The alternative MilQ settings are a thoughtful addition. Plant-based milks often behave differently under heat, and the Barista Touch adjusts the frothing profile to avoid scorching almond or oat milk. I ran a quick test with oat milk for a friend who's lactose intolerant, and the result was a smooth, velvety foam that didn't separate, something I've struggled to achieve with manual steam wands on cheaper machines. If you're the type who enjoys a daily latte or a weekend cappuccino, that convenience translates into real-world time savings. Now, who should actually consider buying this machine? If you're a coffee enthusiast who enjoys experimenting with beans, but don't have the patience to master grind-dose tamper ratios, the Barista Touch offers a guided path to consistent results. It's also perfect for small households where the coffee ritual is shared, say, 2 or 3 people rotating the morning brew, because the touch screen can store multiple user profiles, remembering your preferred settings. The fact that you receive 2 free bags of specialty coffee when you register the unit is a nice perk for anyone just starting to explore single-origin beans. On the flip side, if you're a seasoned espresso aficionado who loves tweaking pressure, pre-infusion time, or manually shaping the milk microfoam, you might find the automatic features restrictive. The assisted tamping, while great for novices, removes that tactile feedback some pros rely on to gauge puck consistency. Also, the machine's footprint is fairly large. It needs a dedicated spot near a power outlet, which can be a deal-breaker for tight kitchen layouts. And let's not forget the price tag. This isn't a budget purchase. If you're comfortable with a basic grinder and a manual steam wand, you can probably build a decent setup for a fraction of the cost. Practical strengths become clearer when you picture a typical day. Imagine you're hosting a brunch, and you want to serve espresso-based drinks for a small crowd. With the Barista Touch, you can program a batch of espresso shots, let the machine heat up in seconds, and then switch to the MilQ function without manually adjusting the wand. The result is a smooth flow of drinks with minimal hands-on time, leaving you free to enjoy the company. Conversely, the cleaning routine is something to keep in.